or you can say secure your web. Now, for the security reasons, today we would be adding the validators here. Validators such as for securing your password, we would be using the hashing, right? So, rest of the people, apart from the 4 people who were at the start, please let me know. Have you tried the decrypt here? Sorry. Have you tried the decrypt library to hash your password as yesterday's homework? Yes, no, anything. I'm just checking how many of you are done with that. Anyone? Okay. In case, even if you haven't done that, let's start with it. So, firstly, we will use the decrypt library here um, for the same thing, like for hashing your password. So, here, every time, obviously, we don't need to remember any of these steps. We will just go. Uh, my tab is open. Just 1 second. We will just go to Google and we will say decrypt to hash password. Okay, decrypt Node.js. So here we have decrypt. So our first step is to install it. Uh, Command to install is simple. npm install decrypt. So here we are just going to install it. npm install decrypt.js. And let's add the step here also. So today we are continuing with authentication first. So first is securing password. Therefore that install decrypt. Command for the same is npm install decrypt. Right. So here we have installed the decrypt. Now let's see how to use it. Compatibility. The part is recommended that we can use like this required decrypt. Uh, then you are having some password like this. Then you are having some other text like this. And what your decrypt is doing, decrypt would just in its sort rounds, it is going to use your plain text password and it would create a hash out of it, right? Now, for the salt, there are 2 ways. One is you can give the salt on your own that this is the extra text that I want to use in my password to make it a difficult one. Or the other way is that you can use the auto-generated salt that would be generated by the decrypt library only. Okay, so in case if you are using the decrypt library salt, in that case you will just be providing it the salt rounds that generate any salt uh, from yourself. Salt is nothing but just a plain string. Okay, so if you are giving that salt rounds are 10, so that means use your random string 10 times to make my password more better, or you can say more complex. Okay. In case if you want to provide your salt on your own, that is basically you are saying that this is my string. Use this particular string. Let's say you are providing salt rounds 10. Use this particular string 10 times to make my password more difficult. Then it can do that too. So you can use either way. We can use this one in which it is auto generating the salt. It is the easy one, as it would be generating a random salt. Okay. So here, this is how we can just hash the password. Now, where we are storing the password in our code, we are not storing the password here in sign up. We are storing the password, or that say basically all your business logic is here, right? Now here, instead of just giving it data.password, how we can give it the password? Using this particular function, which we have just taken from here, right? So here it is saying bcrypt.hash, we will be providing it our normal password. Then it would be having we will be providing it some salt rounds. Then what this particular function would be doing. So this particular function is like a callback. This third function is like a callback. What would happen? Bcrypt would hash your password using these many salt rounds. Then it will call this callback. If there would be any error, that would come inside this error. If the decryption would be successful, then your hashed password would be there in hash. Okay. So now here, what we can do, I guess firstly we can generate the password and then we can just use it here. Just give me a second. Compare with promises in this sync way. Okay. So here in this particular way, we can generate the hash so that we can use it later. And in this way also, like this seems easy. Here we don't have to even generate the salt. Salt would be auto-generated. So instead of using this particular function, here firstly, inside the try itself, we can say const hashed password. Here your bcrypt library would be providing us a password and it would be for data.password. So plain text here is data.password. Salt rounds are let's say 11. And here we will just be storing the hashed password. Okay. In case there would be any error, right? So that error would automatically be cached into this catch. Okay. And if it would work fine, then obviously it is already there in try. Cool. Is this clear? Is this much clear here? That we are just hashing the password. We already have done it in e-commerce, but it's just like a revision of the same. Does this make sense? Yes, no, anything? Guys, is it clear to you? I can't see your messages.
Yes.
Okay. Rest of the people. Maybe you can put in your chat, yes, no, anything.
Ma'am, we are typing in the chat.
Okay. I'm unable to see any of the chat. Last message that it has is from Anshul. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Now I can. So what's happening is this chat is not auto scrolling. Generally, whenever a new message comes, it auto scrolls. So now it is not auto scrolling. So I had to scroll it manually. Bhuvneshwar is saying, ma'am, but we did that in model, right? Can we do the same here? Mm, sorry, Bhuvneshwari, when we did that in model, in the hook, okay. Yes, we can do that here also in the hook. But for now, let's do it here and then we will explore the hook part, okay? Because there are multiple hooks. I'm not sure if there is something like before as it was in Sequelize, but there are hooks like lowercase and all. Those work. Cool. So here we have this hashed password and cool. So we are done with this particular part. Let's see. Let's run our